Welcome to a little tea time. Y'all ready? Welcome to a little tea time. Oh yeah. Welcome to a little tea time. Listen. Welcome to a little tea time. All right. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little tea time. Welcome to a little tea time. All right, y'all. So good evening, good evening, good evening. It is I, Jared, aka JarySD, your favorite published author, and your host of Little Tea Time. So, happy MLK Day to everyone across the world and everyone who's tuning in to watch a Little Tea Time. Please like and share tonight's show so that someone at home can tune in and they can also watch this episode later. All right. So today has been a great day. Been out at the MLK Day parade and got my little souvenirs on. And I just want to come in and I have a very special interview tonight with someone that y'all are about to be introduced to and reintroduced to others. I am very excited to introduce Mr. Matt Gromlich. He's waiting out there to be brought into the queue, so I'm bringing him in right now for his tea time with me. Hey,
Hello.
Matt.
How's it going?
It's going well. Good evening to you.
Good evening. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, welcome to a little tea time. This is
Yeah.
a very special episode because I'm about to have an exclusive interview with you.
No, it is all my pleasure.
Yes. So, um, I don't know how to introduce you. Senate candidate,
House congressional candidate, yes, for
House
Louisiana.
congressional candidate.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, let's get into that because you have a busy evening ahead. What inspired? What could you first tell my viewers at home a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah. So my name is Matt Gromlich. I'm running for U.S. Congress in Louisiana District 4, which is part of Caddo Parish, but then it's Bossier and Bienville and I mean, it goes all the way down to almost like Lake Charles. So it's a huge geographic district that I'm running in. So things like this, these opportunities are amazing. I'm able to connect with people all across the district. So I appreciate, again, being on. A little bit about myself. I'm not a politician. This is my first time running for office. I am a lifelong educator. I have been a teacher for 14 years. I taught high school math and science to begin with, and then now I teach at LSUS here in Shreveport, and I teach future high school teachers how to teach.
I love that. So,
Mhm,
um, since today is MLK Day, I
mhm.
think that's an appropriate question to ask you. What does MLK Day mean to you?
MLK Day means to me that we are cognizant, even more so than we already are and should be, that everybody deserves equal rights, no matter your gender, no matter your skin, no matter your ethnicity, your religion, your immigration status, where you come from, that everybody in America and across the world, but because we are in America and MLK fought for our rights here, uh, really, I think multiple times throughout today, I've just sat and thought about what his legacy means in terms of everybody, uh, their fight for equal rights, and that fight is continuing to happen. It didn't end with him.
Yes. So, when you are not working on the many platforms that you're working on, what are you doing for fun?
uh, I mean, running for Congress has been really fun. No, I'm an amateur poet, so I write some poetry. I play keyboard a little bit here and there. I used to play a lot more. and I hang out with my animals. I have 2 dogs, I have 3 emus, and then a bunch of chickens. So, I'm kind of a homebody usually when I'm not out and about.
I love that. I love that. So you're big on family and community from what I'm hearing
Yes,
so far.
absolutely. Mhm.
So with that being in mind, what inspired you to develop your idea to run for state council or for congressional council? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, being a teacher, I have had the privilege of interacting with so many different types of students and their families all across the country. I've taught in North Carolina, I've taught in Nevada, and then now I've taught here. And unfortunately, it seems like in this current political environment, there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of disinformation, a lot of either a lack of education or a purposeful desire to make people not understand certain things. And as a teacher, it's really it's really frustrating to see all of this misinformation and disinformation happen. And if people only knew the reality of the situation and the details and could get down to what's actually happening, they might have a different opinion. And so I'm running to educate.
Yes, I love that. I love that when I met you, I didn't know that this was particularly what you were doing, but I was interested in you sharing your story. And then when you shared
Mhm.
your story with me and you told me that this is what you wanted to do, I thought it was an absolute great idea to bring you here to Tea Time so
Thank
that
you.
I can introduce you to the people who I know in the
Mhm.
community and let them know that you have a trusted place and space here at a little tea time with your interview here. So I appreciate you doing that with me
Thank
tonight.
you. Yeah.
Yes. So how did you decide when to establish your brand to run into politics?
Lots of prayer, lots of thought, lots of conversations with family. I mean, this isn't just a me decision. This is a decision that impacts my partner. This is a decision that impacts my colleagues, my students. I'm moving outside of my typical comfort zone of the 4 walls of my classroom, putting myself in the spotlight to be able to run and spread people's voices and to listen. So it's not a decision that I took lightly. Again, lots of conversation, thoughts, prayers, meditation around what my goal was. And I mean, it was over a period of a few months, but I truly feel like this is what I'm being called to do at this time. And I don't know if you've had similar instances in your life. Honestly, this is the first one I've had since I was 21 and went into the classroom, where whether you want to call it God or karma or force or the spiritual world, it just really like put something on my heart to run.
I love that. I love that. And I love the fact that you mentioned your partner
Hmm.
and that you mentioned your family, that this does not just affect you, it affects everyone within your circle in your life.
Yes. Yeah.
And so when you mention partner, are you meaning your life partner?
Yes, my life partner.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay. Total different perspective now. And I appreciate you sharing that here on a little tea
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
Because me as a queer person of
Hmm.
color
Hmm.
and other queer people who would come in and watch this actual interview, you got people who are going to be paying attention to your platform and see what it is we can expect from you and why we should be voting for you.
Absolutely. I have to earn every single vote. I think one of the really big issues with politics right now is people take votes for granted. People assume that just because you look a certain way, you act a certain way, or maybe even because of how you voted in the past, that you automatically are going to get somebody's vote. We're starting from zero, and I'm working for every single vote. I need to prove to every single person that I come into contact with why I'm the best person for the position and why I'm the person that's going to lift up the voices in the community, not drown them out and not fight back.
I love that. So, how have your priorities changed since you started running for congressional office?
Yeah, it has been truly a life change, and that's why I needed, my partner, and my family on board. Number 1, so I think the most interesting thing about teaching versus running is when I was being in school to be a teacher, they said, like, "Don't get on social media. Don't post things on Facebook. Don't friend your students. Like, don't use it. You can get fired. There's so many bad things that can happen. You never know it can come back." So there are a lot of skills that are transferable from teaching to running for political office and then actually like doing the job once you get into office. The social media is where I'm the weakest and there's so many different platforms that people use. So I think that's been the biggest learning curve truly is establishing all of my social media accounts because before I really only had TikTok and Facebook and then learning the nuances of every single one, how they work, how you utilize, each specific of the platform to get maximum engagement. It has been, I mean, it's been a challenge. I love challenges, but it's definitely been difficult. And I think I was talking to some people where it's not that I'm like being inauthentic in that. It's that before I just didn't document, purposefully didn't document. And now it's learning to, okay, well, I was going to take that picture anyway, or I was at this place anyway, but now you have to post that you were there so that you get the engagement and so people know what you're doing.
That is all true because with social media and what you're doing for with political office, this is a quick way to reach a lot of people in a short
Mhm.
period of time. And
Yes.
this is going to be an amazing tool. And I hope,
Hmm.
not even hope, I am in very, very strong like for you. And I really want this to go in a great direction for you with
Thank
what you're
you.
doing for political office. And you were mentioning some of your challenges, which was a great segue to this next challenge. Question: what challenges have you overcome on your journey to make this step to take a leap for congressional office?
Yeah, it, I think we're scared of the unknown. And I I've taught here for 5 years now, and so I know that my students have been fantastic. My students are amazing, and they are representative of this larger community. The community here is amazing, and it's really tough to put yourself out there because not everybody's going to agree with you, not everybody is going to like you. I didn't know the reception that I would get when I made this decision. Being a teacher is safe because I've done it for so long. This is not safe. The unknown isn't safe. It's scary, but the reception so far has been so positive, so much better than anything I could have ever dreamed of, and I think it truly speaks to the the good that is here in Shreveport and that people want to talk and listen. Like there is a desire, a hunger to actually listen to each other if we just provide that space and opportunity.
Yes, yes. So if I can go off script a little bit,
Yeah.
what would you say your platform is for this whole thing with running for congressional office? What would be your platform?
Yeah, there are a few things that are near and dear to my heart and that I have a lot of knowledge of, and that is within the realm of education. So, number one thing has to be universal pre-K. If you look at American society right now, kids are not in kindergarten until age 5, and there are very few universal pre-Ks around the country, especially in this area. And what the data shows is that it costs $13,000 on average per child per year to send them to daycare.
Mm.
Like that's more than rent for some people, for a lot of people. So think about it. And if you have two kids, you have twins, or you have like two kids back to back. So we have this period of time, this like 3 and 4 year old age group where parents are spending so much of their own money sending their kids to a daycare and daycares are hit and miss, but you're still spending tons of money. Where we have the opportunity, if we could choose how to spend our money better at the federal level, which we have a lot of, we can choose to do that to change our priorities. We could establish universal pre-K for 3 and 4 year olds in the entire nation, build the infrastructure, train the teachers, and have money put back in the pockets of all of the families. So that's my like number one priority. I
I
mean,
love that.
I can keep going down the list too if you.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why we're here.
I mean, healthcare, of course, is extremely important. The, new bills that have been passed and then the vote to kind of temper that. I mean, healthcare should be a right. It shouldn't be a privilege. It shouldn't be tied to employment. It keeps people trapped in positions and they can't leave because they don't want to lose access to healthcare. And so Obamacare, the ACA, was a good bridge to start with. And the plan was that we would build that and then we would continue to move towards some type of universal healthcare system. And we haven't done that. In fact, we've kind of reversed course. And it's insane that we're the only, developed country in the world that doesn't have any type of universal healthcare.
That's wild,
Hmm.
but true.
Yes. And then much less sexy, but infrastructure. Moving to Louisiana, the number of busted tires I've had, number of rocks through my window, it like the potholes are everywhere. It's insane. We have money, and Biden was able to pass a pretty large infrastructure bill during his term, and some of the money has been spent, but we need a lot more. Really, if you think about our like national infrastructure, we haven't had a change since we got the highways under Eisenhower. Like other countries, if you go, they have these high speed rails, they have, all these other options for travel, and we just have not done that. We have not upgraded our infrastructure.
Hmm.
So much less sexy, but still very important.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about that a little bit
Hmm.
into the interview. But
Yeah.
it was great just to get your perspective on those things.
Hmm.
Very great to get your
Absolutely.
perspective. This next question is, how do you define success
In life, in the campaign,
overall?
I think in life, success means to be fulfilled and happy. And I think truly that's what most, I would say all, but most people want. Like you want a good life. You want to work hard. You want to see fruits of your labor. You want to be healthy. You want to be happy. You want to not have to stress about money and bills and health issues. So I think my definition of like personal success is getting to a place where I'm happy and I feel content. I think for the campaign, they're just like in the classroom, there's all different win conditions. Not every student is going to get an A on every test, and I don't expect that. But we can see growth and development and change. And so I think the changing of minds is important. I think showing that there's a politician that can listen and not just talk at people is important. And I think a politician that's in those rooms, and I saw there was a question about like how I would be different. And that's what I would say is like I come at this from an educator lens. I come at this as somebody who wants the world to be a better place, wants to help people learn, and then wants to listen and be in a lot of these spaces and hear what people have to say to be able then to take that information back and make changes at the legislative level.
I love that. And I love the fact that people are coming in and they're asking you questions because they
Absolutely.
are able to talk to you directly. So if y'all are out there when y'all are coming in, feel free to post your questions in the comment section if y'all
Mhm.
have questions for Matt, and I will make sure that we can get those questions answered while he's here, while we have his time and his
Mhm.
attention. Next question. What's the best advice you can give to someone thinking about starting a business or pursuing their dreams as something as big as politics?
I think talk to people around you. It's so amazing, in running, I have a great group of people who I surround myself with, who I bounce ideas off of. But even a random person that you meet on the street, like you can learn so much from other people. So if you're thinking about starting a
Awesome.
business, talk to people, see what ideas they have, look and see if you can find mentors, see if somebody has done something similar before. And even if it didn't work for them, you can learn why and adapt and develop as well. I think people want to see other people succeed, and the amount of free advice that's out there is pretty large.
Mhm. Rika, he is running for congressional office
Yes, Louisiana District 4.
for Louisiana District 4, Brika. I see that you're joining us. Thank you for joining us, Brika. Brika, if you have questions, feel free to drop your questions in the comment section and we can get those questions answered while Matt's here with us tonight. And I appreciate y'all coming in and tapping in for tonight's interview. And do share this interview so that other people can see this particular interview. It's very important to Matt and it's also important to me because he came over here to Tea Time to talk to y'all, specifically to us, the people who are in these districts that he's running for. So the fact that he's here, y'all, it's like super important that y'all get in here and ask your questions as much as you can and definitely pick his brain because he's here for us to ask these questions. Next question up. Can you give us your favorite quote and why?
Oh, favorite quote. So, mm, my grandma, one of the quotes that I remember from her is talking about money and greed. And she said that like money only makes you more of who you are. And that stuck with me my entire life, where you tend to see like people who are rich and they're making poor decisions and they're taking advantage of others. I think yes, that happens. And there are other people who, if you get money, then I've seen people give away so much, like Mackenzie Bezos. She's taking that bounty, and she's able to help other people too. So that's the first quote that came to mind.
I can appreciate that. I'm going to a comment from
Mhm.
Chang Lu,
Hi,
who
Chang.
says, yes, Chang says, I've seen Matt at several important moments in the city now. He had no hesitation to answer any questions, no matter the context. I look forward to talking to him about more about the future of our district. I love that. Thank you, Chang. That's a great
Mhm.
comment.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
see if
it
I can
is
read.
it is our district. It is. I think people sometimes think, your congressman is like here and they're not paying attention or they're not, you know, we're the same. We
Yes.
are the same. We are all constituents of this district. We want it to succeed. We want to be better. Nobody is better than anyone else. We all have the same goal. So even if people are watching this after and you weren't able to get a question in, message me on Facebook or you can just email me, Matt Gromlich for Congress. Email me questions. Like I'm here to listen and to answer and to talk with you. Nothing is too big or too small to ask me about.
Yes, which was a great segue to this next question, and we kind of touched on it a little bit in your interview, but we're kind of piggyback to it now. Could you tell us three things you like to see better in our community? And I'm gonna piggyback with you also.
Okay, sure. I think just a stronger sense of community. It is happening. It is working. I've seen it over the last few years, uh, especially like the art community. I think like you're seeing that strength and what happens when people come together in numbers. We need that in all the different aspects of our community. Uh, so I think that that's really important. And I think having spaces where there's more open forum, open discussion, where people can come and share ideas that
If you like this footage, stay tuned to what's next. And thank you, my royal subscribers, for tuning into this episode of A Little Tea Time. Love you guys. Peace. Be well.